Hey deal makers, you might not recognize me, but this is actually one of the most valuable costumes you'll ever use. It's important to have the right costume depending where you're going. So stay tuned and find out why this ridiculous outfit makes all kinds of money. Hey deal makers, in today's video we're going to cover the 3 most important outfits and costumes that you can use. It's really important because people judge others a lot based on appearance. How you first appear when you first meet someone is ultimately going to get you judged. We all do it, we can't help it, it's just a fact of life. But we can use these preconceived notions that society gives you based on the way you dress and look to our advantages. So in today's video, we're going to cover the 3 outfits that you're going to need as a successful deal maker. The first one is this absolutely lunatic and ridiculous outfit. I have some intentional things here on purpose. I've got a ridiculous camouflage hat. It's beat up. If your hat is too new, rub it in the dirt, put some oil on it, whatever you got to do. Don't come across as super sharp. I don't even do my hair. This may be one of the only times you see me like this. It's all greasy. And that's just how it is. I've intentionally not shaven from this morning just to have a little bit more 5 o'clock stubble. This is the type of outfit that I'm going to use to be able to go get good deals on houses. I don't want to be looking super sharp and super polished. I want to go in there and be able to connect a bit with the property owner. He might think I'm a little quirky, but he's going to go through things and he might even tell me things that he wouldn't if I was Slick Rick dressed in a suit. So it's just a little different way to go about it. Plus, I might seem like I'm just a young guy getting started out, and maybe this guy wants to give me a little better deal to help a guy out. You know, often an older generation doesn't mind seeing an enthusiastic young generation go. So keep your energy there. You don't really need to play much different. Still appear knowledgeable. You want them to believe you can still actually buy their house, or maybe you tell them you've been working your job and saving up and this is what you really want to do. You want to make sure that he understands that you're still a qualified buyer and still someone who wants to do a deal on his house, but you don't want him to think that you are full of money so that you can pay through the roof. You want to keep prices at a reasonable level so that you can find a great deal, because the enemy of a great deal is a good deal. So there's power in negotiation, power when you buy. Some of the other things that this outfit has that are done on purpose is I have an oversized t-shirt on. This t-shirt has just wild print on it. I chose this lion because I use my company name Lion Properties. It's just a little bit of an inside joke. I don't even tell them that my company name is that. It's just something I do for fun. Even my hoodie is a little small. It looks awkward. It's meant to look awkward. I'm going to wear blue jeans because that's a very blue collar thing. It's a normal thing. Belt is optional. It does not hurt the outfit to lose the belt. Jeans can have a few rips and they can be stained. They don't need to be perfect. Avoid designer jeans. This is not the time for a $300 pair of jeans to be going out. Also, sneakers, runners, running shoes, that sort of attire for your feet is good enough. You just want to appear like a very average person, and in fact even downplay it a little. And on top of that, the vehicle you show up in can make a huge difference. I have another video where I'll share a story about where showing up in my fancy car just did not work. But this is why you want to underplay your dress, and you want to just find those zones where it's just right, where people will see you. Try and experiment a little bit, have fun with it, and enjoy making your house hunting costume. Now, you're not going to be looking like I just did all the time. In fact, this is my everyday, most average outfit. It comprises of a sweater, just for a regular classy sort of look, plain, simple patterns, either a solid color, a couple stripes is totally fine. Avoid using hoodies. This is not the impression you're going for. This outfit is designed to be able to go to meet one money partner after the next. The concept behind it is to be dressed up enough without being overdressed. Most of the people that you're going to be meeting and when you're prospecting for money partners are going to be just regular blue collar folk. They're not expecting a super slick guy with a suit and tie. You should leave it at home. it's only going to intimidate them. You want to dress like they do so that you can be on their level, but make sure that it's still nice enough and classy enough. Other things that you're going to want to put into your outfit are you're going to have a belt, you're going to have some slip-on shoes. These are also used for when you're going to visit properties in the same outfit. You can be doing these activities during the same days as you're meeting with other partners. The reason for wearing a khaki pant is because it's classier than blue jeans. You want to be able to take it to that next level without being a full-on dress pant. It also allows us to be able to go into houses where our renters are. If we need to do a little bit of work, or if we're checking out a property before getting a property inspection, we might be crawling around a little bit. Khakis clean off easily, and they can be used for a little bit of that minor work. When you're meeting with your investors and you're using this costume, it's important to use a watch. This is the final piece that is going to set you up as classing you up just a little bit more. What I like to do when I go see my renters and my rental properties, I don't want them to necessarily feel that I'm getting rich off the rent they're paying or that I'm gouging them. So I leave some of these more expensive items like a fancy car or a watch to the side. Another point to make when you're wearing this costume is to be clean shaven if you're male. You'll be more trustable and appear more wealthy by being clean shaven. When one of my mentors was getting started, he shared this story with me. He used to be a bus driver. Now he's a multimillionaire with over 200 properties. But when he was just getting started, he went to a seminar one day. And the guy who was leading the seminar critiqued everyone about how they were dressing and that they needed to step their game up. No more jeans. While at the seminar, my mentor, who used to be a bus driver, had this big giant beard, and we used to call him Grizzly Adams. He took what the man in front of the room said to heart, and the very next day he decided to show up in a suit and tie, which is going to be the outfit that you see next for when you're going to presentations and for networking. And he wore that suit and tie in there, and he shaved his beard. He actually sat down next to the same guy who he was sitting next to the day before. Now the guy from the day before said, "Oh man, am I ever glad to meet you. When I came to this real estate seminar, I really wanted to meet a millionaire." This was the same guy he was sitting next to when he had his beard on. Your appearance makes a ton of difference to how the rest of the world is going to treat you. Wear the right costume, project the right image, and next we're going to see what you should be doing when you go to networking events and do big presentations from stages. If you've ever seen me give a presentation or be at a higher level networking event, you'll notice that I'm always wearing a suit and tie. This is absolutely critical to be taken as a professional. All young deal makers should pay attention to this because your baby face is not going to be helping you out, but as soon as you start to dress more professionally, people are going to take you more professionally. When someone in the public or who is watching your presentation sees you and you're talking about the types of things that real estate can do for them because you're doing a presentation looking for a money partner or someone who can team up with you on a property, it's really important to look the part. For some reason, people think that someone who owns like 10 properties, walks around in a suit and tie all day long, drives around their fancy car, and life is easy. Fact of the matter is, a lot of people can own a lot of properties and it doesn't matter what you look like. But society judges, and the expectation is that you dress professionally. Especially if you're just getting started, I highly recommend these tips for when dressing up for networking events and presentations. Typically, women tend to dress and keep ahead of the times a little bit better. If you're a male, you should definitely be losing the mullet haircut. If it was cool when you were in high school, you need to change that. You need to keep up with the times. Appearance matters and people are going to judge you for it. Have a haircut that is within style. It doesn't have to be up with the latest trends. Same thing for your suit. You don't need to necessarily be up on the latest trends. You don't need to spend the cheapest amount of money, like 3 suits for $199. That's not really going to give you the effect that you want, but neither do you need to break the bank. You don't need to buy $6,000 suits to go around. It's more important for your suit to be well fitted than it is for it to be from an expensive brand. The fastest way for other people to perceive you as successful is to get a makeover. We're going to go through a couple of the items that put together this outfit. You're going to want to have a nice suit jacket, typically 2 buttons. Men, if you are going to be going out there, Only one is buttoned up. If it's a 2-button, you button the top 2 if it's a 3-button suit. You're gonna wanna have a tie. And if you don't know how to tie it, go on YouTube and learn. There's no clip-ons allowed for this type of suit. Traditionally, people will typically wear a white shirt. That's just never really been my thing. My personal preference has been to have a color. You can go either way with it, but the more stereotypical power suit would be your black suit, maybe a red tie, maybe a blue tie or a yellow tie, and there are meaning behind those. What I like to do is I like to use blue because it's a trustworthy color. People trust someone who is wearing blue, such as this suit jacket, the shirt behind it, as well as the pants. Your pants need to be matching. That means that the pants and jacket are from the same set. This is really important because if that's off just by a little bit, you're gonna lose a lot of the effect that we're going for. For darker colors, you're gonna wanna use black for your belt and for your shoes. For a lighter colored, maybe a summer suit, you maybe use some brown for your belt and for your shoes. You're gonna try and match your watch to that if possible. If you only have one watch, I recommend maybe a silver, or if gold is your thing. I'm not into the gold, it's just not my thing, but keep it consistent with your metals as well as the colors of your leathers. And lastly, when it comes to picking out shoes, you don't need to spend a ton of money, but do not buy cheap shoes. You will not be comfortable. If you're giving a presentation and you're on stage, every little bit counts. You want to be focusing on the presentation you're giving, not on the fact that your feet are sore. So don't buy cheap shoes, get good shoes. I once spent double the price of what nice shoes would typically cost to have a custom set of shoes made for my feet. It was something that I had always wanted in my life, and I had a chance to buy some when I was on vacation, and I had these shoes made up. It took 10 months for them to come, but they were the most comfortable shoes and most durable shoes ever. When it comes to pricing out and choosing the quality of clothing for this outfit, sometimes spending and investing a little bit more money in the outfit will pay off. You have to look at the quality versus the number of wears. So there's a dollar figure for how much it's going to cost you every time you wear it. A higher quality item will simply last longer, you'll get more wears out of it, and it can very well be worth the extra cost. As a last point, if you're unsure about what to do for the style you're trying to achieve, you can always consult the salespeople at the store. A good salesperson will ask you what you are going to be using your outfit for, and they will help you out tremendously. I'm John Simcoe, and I would love to see your money-raising outfit. Feel free to post a photo and join the Facebook group. The link is in the description. I look forward to seeing just how sharp you're looking. I have another gift for you, and that's my monthly newsletter. It's filled with a wealth of information where you're going to learn all kinds of strategies and tricks to be able to exploit today's markets. We cover recent topics as well as mortgage rule changes and changes in the economy. This is absolutely vital if you're going to be doing deals. The link is in the description. Make sure to sign up for that once-a-month newsletter, and I promise not to spam you. My name is John Simcoe. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.